Yeah, I have a couple if that's okay to share. The first one that I would love to talk about is just being a part of the 2014 men's basketball state championship here at Apex High School. It was never been done before, and just to be able to watch the entire community come out and support us at Reynolds Coliseum is a memory that I'll never forget. Second one would be watching a really dear friend of mine take oath as the first ever African American mayor. Mayor Gilbert, and just what he means to me was cool just to like see him take that step, and what he's done here in Apex has just been incredible to watch. And then also just to watch someone that is a part of a culture that I'm a part of as well, like, being in that position is very liberating. And then another one I would say is being a part of the peaceful protests here in Apex right after the death of George Floyd. Actually, it was led by a really good friend of mine, Anthony Barnes Jr., and his counterpart, Morgan Sabracia. And that time was tough, and it was really emotional. But just being able to come together with everyone and be a part of that was really awesome for me. And the last one I would say is just watching our first ever Juneteenth festival come into fruition. We had kind of a short deadline, but the team worked tirelessly to get everything together, and just watching that come to life was a really special moment for me. One of my favorite or important memories of life here in Apex was actually just a couple of months ago at our third annual Juneteenth, Freedom Day Festival. We had a chance to honor and represent the class of 1969 Apex Consolidated. This year we were trying to figure out something within the planning process that would be really special and important. And so we came up with this idea of creating like a Freedom Day or Apex Freedom Day honoree trophy. And that trophy really is just created to represent or appreciate either an organization or an individual within the Apex community that has really strived for unity or have been a part of, Apex's, I guess, process as it relates to, equality. And so we thought like, hey, like there's no better way to kick it off than to actually represent the last consolidated high school, here in Apex. So just being able to watch everybody come up on stage, a lot of them were kind of surprised and wasn't even like, they didn't even know that we wanted to honor them. And just so like being able to see that and just hear their stories and, kind of what they've been a part of and what they've been through. And the fact that they're still here in Apex today says a lot. And so that was really cool to be a part of, and a really important memory just that I'll think on for the rest of my life. Yeah, a lot. I mean, I would definitely say like the history that I've had here. I went to high school here. I've met a lot of great people here at Apex, and I've been able to be a part of some really cool things here at Apex as well. So it always feels like home. Like no matter where I go, whenever I come to Apex, I automatically feel at home. I feel that peace. I feel like I'm safe. And yeah, just the history that like I have here really keeps me here, and just makes it feel like home for sure. Yeah, my hopes for Apex Potential is just to continue to strive to be a diverse, equitable, and inclusive town in every way, shape, or form. Just to be able for people from all backgrounds and walks of life to be able to come and eat, shop, play, dine here together. I think again to mention the death of George Floyd. I think I was very emotional at the time, and I saw a lot of division, I saw a lot of divide, I saw a lot of people stepping up and giving their own opinions on what they think should happen, or what was the case, and people arguing based off that. And it really just broke my heart. And something I really was, it was on my heart to do was maybe try to do something that could bring everybody together. Because I think in that moment, and even me, maybe even now more so than then, like we really need to be able to all come together to get to a place where we want to be socially. And so I had reached out to Jock and kind of shared, my thoughts and what I wanted to do. And like Jock always does, he's like, let's do it. Like, let's figure out how to get it done. And so we met. We kind of bounced some ideas off of each other. We landed on, a Juneteenth festival. I know the year prior they did like more of like a, kind of like a small gathering where they just wanted to share some information and stuff like that. And so this, that year that we were talking, we wanted to figure out how to make it a little bit bigger, get more people involved. And so he had led me to reach out to Asa Clark, who's a youth pastor at Apex First Baptist, very big in the Apex community, and reached out to him. Him and I started talking about some things, and then I asked a couple of other people within the Apex community that I know is really big in community outreach, and some people that are really dear and close to me, one being Calabria Gilbert, Anthony Barnes Jr., Morgan Sabracia, and then Brittany Peptis as well. And so we kind of, at that point, it was like the beginning of April in 2021. And so we kind of were rushing to get things together, and we were able to do that. And so for us from the beginning, there's a couple things that we've always wanted to encompass within the festival. First being education, right? Like you just mentioned, without education, it's hard to breed unity. And so we really want people to be able to understand, what Juneteenth means. But it's not just a holiday for African Americans, right? It's a time to reflect. It's a time to, think about, the future and where we want to head, and also, reflect on what we can do now to get there. And so education is very important in that, because within the Juneteenth, context in itself, a lot of information's been kind of rechanged or taken out or not fully brought to context. So we want to make sure that if we're going to move forward, we have to start with the right information first. And so education's always been our main pillar. Second one has just been to empower the youth. Because that's the future, right? Like that's who's coming up next. And we want them to feel that, they are safe and welcome to be their true, authentic self here in Apex. And so education's always been a really good one. And then lastly too, but not least, just bringing everybody together for such a great cause, right? We look at Juneteenth as equal importance as 4th of July, and we would like to see the same effort created, with that. And so those have been the three things that we've always tried to encompass and will continue to encompass in all of our festivals to come. And like you mentioned as well, with this being the 150-year anniversary for Apex, and the three things that you guys are really trying to do is unity, create common ground and common understanding, but then also encourage people to really buy into Apex to its fullest. I think that's really what we're trying to do at the festival as well, are those three things: bring people together, create that unity, be able to maybe set some differences aside, find ways to, have those tough conversations, move forward together, but then also let's buy in on each other. Let's put our political differences aside. Let's put our, any differences aside, and just come together and continue to create a world that we can thrive together in unity for us, but then also the future generations. If you come to Juneteenth 2024, what you can expect is great food, always, really great performers. They stem from youth performers all the way up to professional level performers. Again, really educational pieces about what Juneteenth is, the whole, historical timeline of the African American culture. And then you'll also be in an environment with others who may not look like you, but want to celebrate the same things as you. So, we always have kid games, kid activities, and yeah, we always just try to provide a great time for everyone just to come together and have fun.